What's happening, YouTube? Thank you for joining me tonight on another little bit of a rant. Sorry, hang on here. Let me have a drink. It's just water as far as you know. So we're just going to stick with that. I'm not going anywhere, so it's okay. Um, I had a thought today. And I'm a pretty busy guy now, and I've got a lot going on. I've got a full time job, and then I've got two different channels that I work with. And there's a lot of time that is required to do that. Now, these are, kind of long term things, things of hobby combined with, aspiration, as it were. But I'm trying to streamline my life. And so I have been uh, just kind of going through and evaluating how I can make things more efficient and how I can make things work better in my life. So I've been going through and doing things like, preparing my coffee, like, grinding my coffee the night before, getting everything ready for that. As much as possible, having food ready to be prepared because I like to fix breakfast, eat like actual food for breakfast because I usually don't eat a whole lot of lunch. That's really not the point, but I'm getting to where I'm going here, and I've got this whole laundry list of things that I do. You do laundry certain days of the week based on how many clothes that you've got, blah, 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 blah. All right, we do all that stuff as a way to make our life go faster. And I think what we do is we spend a whole lot of time trying to save seconds or minutes when we're wasting hours. So let me just put you in my shoes and let you know how I kind of noticed that, hey, maybe my focus shouldn't be so much on this minutia of laying my clothes out the night before, which I do. I let a lot of people do that, right? That's normal. But what I found out was that there was my major, the majority of my actual time that could have been better used. I didn't even evaluate it. I didn't even look at it as if it may have been superfluous. I wish I had a little sound box that could do the hand clapping sound right there because I didn't. I have trouble with that word. What am I talking about? Well, for me, there's two things that take up a lot of my time that the reward is little or none. And this is going to make a lot of people really, really mad, and I am really sorry. But this is just not who I am anymore, and it's my pets. Believe it or not, it's my dogs. Um, I um, I'm just not a dog person. I'm really not a pet person. I have a cat that we get along good because she's an outside cat, and she comes in and she wants attention about once a day, which is about all the time that I really have to pay anything attention is about once a day. And then she goes on her way, and as long as she's got her tuna and their litter box is clean, we get along freaking great. You know, occasionally if I'm editing or something, and she knows that I'm not moving a lot, and my hands aren't folded, which is how I record these videos, just how I sit to keep my arms from flailing around crazy like they just did a second ago. It's kind of like tying the hands of Italian. You just can't speak. Well, for me, it's like if my upper body, I've got to have some mobility. But we get each other, and she understands my temperament and personality. Well, I don't really have that with these dogs. I have that with one of them, but because there are two of them and they're insanely jealous of each other, there's really no way to have an actual dog. When you see pictures of somebody with a dog, you don't see them with two. You see them with one. Now, I didn't think about that before, but because I was worried about them being lonely. And so I didn't want them to be by themselves because I knew at the time I was editing videos all the time, and I would work literally like daylight to dark. When I started working an hour after I got up, and I went to bed 20 minutes after I quit. That was just how that kind of industry rolls. But what I'm seeing now is because of my work schedule and because of my shoot schedule, I'm not able to spend time with them. But what they've become is they become a source of aggravation because they want my attention and I can't give it to them. And so it puts us at a dilemma. Now, this may not be your situation. Your situation may not be dogs. Okay. Maybe it's a relationship you've been hanging on to that you should have let go a long time ago. You know, maybe it's that thing you do for fun that you, at one time, there was a reason for it, usually the opposite sex. But at one time, there was a reason why you were doing it, but now you're doing it out of habit and obligation, and it feels like obligation. So I'm going to ask you something, and it's a hard question. Now, for me, it's an extremely difficult question. I would, with these guys, you know, I love these dogs, but I'm not a very good owner because I'm not a present owner. You know, they're pack animals. They've got each other, but nothing wants to be alone or isolated from the pack leader. See, that's how dogs are. They're pack animals, and I'm the pack leader. And anybody that's been around my dogs will tell you I'm definitely the pack leader because I feed them and I take care of them and I give them attention when I can. But that's becoming difficult, and so then it becomes a point of, because they can't interact with me and I can't interact with them, it causes dilemmas and it causes frustration on my part because I feel bad because I know that I should be dealing with them better, but I can't. I don't have that ability. Okay, so that's me. So how about us? How about you? So what is it in your life that occupies a substantial amount of your time, but is not paying off for that time? Is it a relationship that you know for a freaking fact, it's dead end? You know it's going absolutely nowhere. But because you don't want to be by yourself, or because you've got this event coming or that event coming, or because they're good in the sack, or whatever reason you have for hanging on to that, how are you seriously going to waste hours of your life that you can never get back on something that's never going to take you to the place that you want it to take you? You know, when I got these dogs, I was at home all the time, and it was a lot easier to take care of them. Well, now that they're older and they're bigger, they need a yard I don't have. They need something I can't give them. It's not a oh, I freaking hate dogs. No, it's nothing like that. It's like they need something as puppies that I'm not able to provide for them. And it's not, to me, I look at it as I'm not being a good owner because I'm not providing for them the things that they need because it's beyond my capability. It's beyond my capability to give them what they need. So I need to man up and allow someone else to do that. How many things that we have in our life that we hang on to because we don't want to put our big boy or big girl pants on and do the hard thing and say, this is beyond my capability. I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting emotional energy trying to create something that's never going to be. I'm never going to be able to, I mean, not in the next 5 or 6 years would I be able to provide for them a place that these big running freaking beagle dogs need. Okay. They're good dogs. They're great dogs. They're absolutely very loving and affectionate and all, but there's not a downside to them, but I'm not able to provide for them, not only in time, but attention, because even when I'm home, I have other things that I have to take care of. And so sometimes we have to face that reality. And so I guess the question is, you know, are we seriously going to continue down a path that we know is going to end with us getting hit with a train? Because it's going to get worse. For me, it's only going to get worse. They're good gosh, they're still growing. They're still growing. Um, And it's going to see if you care about a person. I'm going to leave you with this. If your situation is a relationship, if you really care about that person, I want to ask you something very, very seriously. Do you really love that person? And if you do, don't you think they deserve to be happy too? And sometimes that's not with us. Sometimes that's somewhere else. And it's not a failure on our part. Just not everyone has what everyone needs. And you need to find that situation, that relationship, whatever. If it's with a freaking pet, you need to find that situation that doesn't cause you to expend time and emotional energy on something that there's no reward for it. There's no reciprocity. There's no back and forth. There's no give and get. It's a one-sided proposition, and there's only so much of you that you can give away. So seriously consider how much of yourself you're giving it away and who's getting it. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for today. Thanks for stopping in. And I'm going to not repeat what I did yesterday because I'll just do something else completely stupid. Because, there's so many options, like not go through any of this. Like you're supposed to, interact with me because YouTube loves it when you do that. And I love it when you do this because it makes me feel good. And this is all about me and my ego. I'm totally playing. If this is me about me and my ego, I would be publishing and advertising this crap because that stuff I do know how to do. I don't know how to work this very, very simple free program, but I do know how to get your business seen. So a lot of good that's doing me, right? Okay. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Love you. And I will see you tomorrow night, 7. Bye.